Welcome everybody, we're just about to get started here. Strap yourselves in for week 13 here at the Road Atlanta for the iRacing LeMans series. Welcome everybody to round 13 here at Road Atlanta. It is, well, it's a bit unusual. Week 13s usually are the fun week when everybody hits each other. But this time, it's a bit different. It will be the final race that one particular car gets to participate in. The HPD made by Honda. And it's gonna be sad, you know? It's gonna be sad. It's so sad, I forgot to make a video on it. Car currently driven by Syandra. As he's taking his chance and taking his time to drive the old girl one last time. F for Josh, by the way. Yeah, it's gonna be weird seeing this car not go around anymore. Craig, what do you think? You know, will you miss the old girl?
It's good evening, Rob. You know what? It's gonna be a shame. Let's be brutally honest. 9 years we have had this car, and okay, I've only been here for 18 months, but it's insane to think that 9 years later, the old girl is finally getting put into a nice retirement home, the legacy home, and we're gonna say goodbye to it. We've got one more race with it tomorrow, the ERO 12 hours, but for ILMS, this is it. These are the last days with the HPD, and A certain streamer is showing off the LMP2 at the moment, and I've got to be honest, it looks really good. So a loss turns into a gain. I cannot wait for that new LMP2 though.
Will it make me happy? That's the question I have. Will it make me happy?
Yes.
It better
make
me
you happy. Some of the things as well, and other things happening as well. With iRacing, and another crucial thing we have to say is not only are we saying goodbye to the HPD, a shock.
Oh yeah, we're saying goodbye
to the M8.
Literally everybody's driving it except for one.
Hang on. There's got to be someone not driving it. There has to be somebody not driving it. Come on.
There is.
My ticket is. My ticket is showing.
There's only one.
Yeah, there's one.
Yeah.
One Porsche. That's it.
One very
Tom
brave
Holland.
Porsche.
But we are saying goodbye to the BMW.
Yeah, we are.
And the BMW race will be the brand new Corvette.
I called. Oh, sorry. Just seeing Hallam's not having a good shout with the 10AB. Go get him, Libov. Libov, where is he? Is he in LMP1 or is he in?
Lubo is car 31 in the HPDs. Good luck. I have to be. I'm sorry, Lubo, or if he ever hears this, I feel that I'm going to
Murder some names.
Mess up his name.
Well, I mean, I think we'll murder names together. How about that? You know, that's the dynamic between commentators is that we should be supportive of each other, and if we have to murder some names, so be it.
Yeah. I wish I knew how to pronounce that name.
Yeah. Let's have you try and figure out how to pronounce it. I will go over. Oh, try. We need to not be a complete joke. We need to get some names right some of the time.
But do you want to go over the P1s? I think everyone has set a time almost.
I think we have 2 minutes and 45 seconds. I just want to have a last look at this car in the LMS series, which I think everybody was like, yeah, home run. We've got a Gaza. Sorry, I called it. It's a Corvette. A Corvette. We've got a Corvette, a new LMP2, and then very suddenly it's just like, oh, you remember the M8? And then yeah, it's thrown up a lot of arms, yeah, because it's like in this race there's 15 GTE drivers, 14 are driving the M8, one is driving any other of the 3 cars that are in this series.
Which
Lyubov. It's Lyubov. There you go. I got it.
Lyubov. Okay.
Lyubov, yeah.
It's Lyubov.
Okay. Look, we can't pronounce many things, but we can try, okay?
We do the best. Sorry. Lyubov. Be great to see now. We've got some old names.
We do. We have Matt Farrow, Rick Jonk, Ishmael Yakubu, Marcus Deck, Jake Browning, and we got a new guy in LMP1. It's Gilles Hubin.
Fantastic. I tell you what, I have seen his name before, but we've got some guy at the pole of the HPDs. Have you ever heard of this guy? A Syandra? Never heard of him. Never.
You know, when I first heard his name, I thought it was a joke. I thought it was like a play on words. But I tell you, he's not playing on words. He's playing on action alone. It is Rick Jonk with a pole position of a 104.485. Matt Farrow backing him up with a 104.725. The lap times here almost at the 1 minute mark. This is like Red Bull Ring. Jake Browning with a 105.054. Marcus Deck with a 105.509 in 4th position. Ishmael Yakubu in 5th with a 105.543. Alex Salmon with a 105.730. In 7th position is Hubin with a 105.733. And finally in 8th, the last of the LMP1s to qualify, is a 105.962 for Gerber. Syandra goes pole with a 110.127. Daniel Kraft with a 110.167. Benedy with a 110.371 puts him into 3rd position. Gustas Grimbergus with a 110.392. It's very close in the HPDs from 1st to 4th. Grimbergus with a 110.392. Now, Lyubov with a 110.855. I'm not going to even try pronouncing the last name. I think the both of us would just do a disservice. Yeah. Godden with a 111.057 puts him into 6th position. Lone with a 111.282. Blamont with a 111.328. And Ingle with a 113.151. And
GTEs.
Yeah.
You want me to do the GTE? Sorry,
yeah,
I'll give you.
Go ahead.
Go on. Rest your voice. We've got Vlad Kimichev with a Impol 115.616. Flavio Saturino with a 115.658, close at the top. Phil Bouchard at 115.846. Then James Pinsker a 116.013. Alessandro Di Tullio a 116.030 in 5th for them. Christopher Hyman a 116.083. Followed by Jorge Augusto with a 116.129. Eduardo Francinchin a 116.513. And Alexei Seleznev a 116.550 back in that Hello Kitty car. Jerome Charvet a 116.635 is 10th overall for the GTEs. Oliver Brandt a 116.682. Then Andy Pers a 116.808. Claudio Visparelli a 116.835. Nathan Bartley a 117.287, and Tom Hallands, the only car that is not a BMW in the GTEs, a 117.492. And for the first time this season, every car has set a qualifying time.
Woo! It's a shame that It's M-A. It just sounds like I'm saying mate. 9/11.
Mate, in it, mate. We got the mate, right, mate? How you doing, mate? I'm doing good, mate. Another mate.
I can't believe. What about me? M.A. Justice. No.
M.A. Justice
you got
in
it.
Twitch chat.
See,
so it's a 1 minute 4. Well, it's a 1 minute 5, 1 minute 6 second lap for the LMP ones. And they're doing the full lap of the track, which I'm kind of thankful for. I'm gonna be brutally honest.
I was just trying to see where the LMP2s were. They were sneaking in behind the high-vis jackets.
Oh god.
Yeah, I'm calling them the high-vis jackets. That's what they're getting.
RLR Esports. We just have to call it that. We're just gonna the RLR Esports, but they look like high-vis jackets. Don't blame me, blame Rob.
One anonymous source told me it was the greatest thing he ever heard, and it's now stuck in his head. You know who you are.
That's gotta be Rick Jonk.
I'm not naming my source. Or Laura Abruzzi Esports. It's so hard to say Laura Abruzzi Esports. Why just not call them high-vis jackets? They're orange. Do you know? High-vis jackets are orange. Right?
They are.
That's at least my very flawed thinking of it. Now.
Right, just a quick idea. The GTEs have a 15-second gap between them and the HPDs. The LMP1s and HPDs have, well, Cyandra's giving them a 5-second gap. Reason I made a bit of fun of Cyandra earlier, ladies and gentlemen, if you thought I was just throwing some shade at him, he is the community rep for ILMS, and it's great to see him able to take some time out of his real-world racing schedules really to come and race and say goodbye to the HPD like this. But they're on the long backstretch, which is turn 7. Well, it's turn 8, sorry, and turn 9 into turn 10A and 10B. Again, if you wonder why is a long straight got a couple turns, it's Marshall points. That's how they do it in America. It makes sense once you know. But they're slowly making their way to the chicane. This is going to be a danger point of the track. It is such a sharp corner. You can take it too wide, but you have to be really careful, because if you take the too wide on the inside, you may lose the position coming out onto 10B. But they're coming around the chicane. Rob will lead you all the way to start. I will be keeping an eye out in the back of the field for chaos. Welcome to the final race.
Welcome to the final race. It is the last time you will see the HPDs cross the finish line in an ILMS series as Matt J. Farrer guns it. Rick Jonk to his right-hand side oversteps him and takes the early lead going into turn 1. Matt J. Farrer's not going to have any of that. It is Jake Browning right behind him with Marcus Deck sitting in behind one of the only 919 Evos. Sorry, not Evo, just a standard 919 coming through. You can just see how cleanly they've raced. Very nice clean going off. No issues whatsoever. Going through the S's nice and easy. We're coming back to the HPDs now. The HPD of Cyandra had to cut through. He must have lost it coming up the hill, or having to take... Oh, sorry, we've got another car coming up. Daniel Kraft having to push. I think that's Gustas Grimbergus pushing off as well. That's a Lubov coming in on the inside in the car number 31. Coming in on the inside, going battle to 3rd position for turn 6 going into turn 7.
Meanwhile, in the GTE, Selesnev had a bit of a moment, and he has spun out. And I think he's now at the back of the field. Nothing changed at the front, though, but DiTullio has taken P4 away from Pinsker. That was on the line, an early start there. They're coming around onto the straight themselves. Still a little bit bunched up there. Let's get back to these HPDs, because Cyandra is right at the back at the moment, and it looks like Daniel Kraft as well is at the back. At the front, we will see Bedeni taking a second lead on Grimbergers and Lublov.
Oh no, we've got a crash! Paul Van Loon has just been spun around. He got spun around coming into 10AB. Here's a replay.
A little bit of netcode there from Daniel Kraft by the looks of it.
Oh, I think that's a bit more than netcode. Definitely a large hit. And he's not going to have a nice time. He's actually down in the GTEs at the moment.
Right, let's have a look at the LMP1s. It's well, Matt Farrow's on his own there, and he's got 3 high-vis jackets right behind him. And it's not exactly looking good for him. Marcus Deck, I want to keep an eye on Marcus Deck. We saw the power of a Porsche last week from one car. What can he do here? He's getting absolutely destroyed by Jonk and Browning, as both of those guys go so side by side. Browning's going to have the outside of turn 10A. John takes a dive in there for the chicane. He will hold it. He gets a shallower line. So Browning will respond. Has nowhere to go. He will keep onto it. Junk holds on to P2 there from Browning. Still going at the back though, but it looks like Yakubu, sorry, has now gone down a position as well. And already these guys are 15 seconds ahead of the HPDs. They're 24 seconds away from the GTEs.
Syandra coming up the pecking order. No! Sorry, he's not going up the pecking order. He's going down. He lost to coming into 10AB. Let's see this now. As he was battling for fourth position, and he just overextends himself.
Daniel Croft trying to make a move up into turn 1. Can he make it stick side by side with Lublov? Does make it hold. I apologize for that pronunciation. Does make it hold if they hit in to T2 and T3 right now, down into the S's. That was Gooden, sorry, not Lublov. She's up pretty far ahead at the moment into P2. Can Gooden respond as they hit turn 6? I don't think he can. Turn 5, sorry. Doesn't make a thing, but there is already one car in the pits. Car 14, Biomont, is already in the pit for the HPDs.
We might have some damage. There's a few HPDs that are carrying damage, Daniel Kraft being one of them. Paul Van Loon is still trying to get his way back up through the pecking order in the GTEs. And I think we have an issue. Ishmael Yakovic is falling back at a rapid pace.
Oh. Well, that car doesn't look very happy. It looks a little bit teetering. Not sure what's happened to that. But Matt Farrow went fast his last lap with a 1:05.961. He is 3 seconds ahead of Browning and Deck. Deck's got ahead of Rick Jonk. So when they come forward to the GTEs in a moment, it's going to be very hard. Now some of these guys will be driving the LMP2, I reckon, when it comes to the Petit Le Mans. This is a little bit of a tune-up if they want to get an idea of how to overtake in a high downforce car that isn't a DP. May give them a little bit of an idea without the boost. We'll wait and see. But nothing happening per se at the moment. But yeah, Yakubu is really slow.
We have Gustav Grimberger still put into second place. Going through the field. He's got Lyubov. I'm still trying to say like their last name, but I'm just like my brain's just going.
Don't.
No. She is 0.7 of a second behind him, and I'll have Slipstream going into 10AB, but won't be able to catch him this lap. Probably won't be able to overtake until a lap or two time. And just nice and easy. I think the HPD field is starting to sort of merge out now, or starting to split away and get some little pockets of battles, pockets of...
Rob, the leader of the GTEs has gone off and is now in 4th place. Vlad Kimichev had a moment entering turn 6. Just lost the car entering turn 6. Had to go off and he lost a lot of time. He's now 3 seconds behind Saturino, who is leading. But this battle now for what is P2. Bouchard and Pinsker continue. They're pretty much bunched up at the moment. It's an elongated bunch up. They're all in the slipstream at the moment. But this battle right now will be for P2 between Pinsker and Bouchard, trying their best. But everything's going to get a bit interesting now, because Matt Farrow is now going through the GTE traffic. That is going to throw a lot of issues.
Especially through the S's coming into turn 4 and 5. Just these are the S's here, just coming through now, and having to make sure that he does not clash any of the GTEs that he passes, because the GTEs will have to take the racing line going on the outside, and he'll have to take a very tight line coming out of turn 5. He probably wants to try and occupy a wider line just to be safe. And as you can see here, he's been held up in turn 7.
But I'll tell you what, this hampers this battle between Pinsker and... Yeah, Farrow had to make a move. That's not going to happen too much, but Pinsker wouldn't have been able to get an early move down on the straight here on Bouchard. They'll come to the chicane, turn 10, A and B. Going to be side by side, Pinsker and Bouchard. Bouchard breaks early. Pinsker goes for the heavy move, the shallow entry, and then the shallow exit. He's got Bouchard right on his tail, but there's nowhere for Bouchard to go. They go over the hill, down to the start-finish straight. Saturino, Pinsker, Bouchard. That is your top 3 in the GTEs. And now they see other 8 LMP1s coming by them.
Marcus Deck.
No.
He
just made it.
He just about made it, but there was a lot of squeezing of, like, you know when you're nervous and you squeeze your hands and you're just like, oh please no.
Palms are sweaty. Yep, definitely.
Knees weak,
that.
arms are heavy.
So,
oh, sorry, Alex Salmon almost hitting the rear end of the number. What is? I've lost track
8,
of.
Phil Bouchard.
Yeah, it is the number 8.
He goes for a move now on
the number 2. That is Vlad Kimitchev. Yeah,
but he cannot bookmark. He cannot bookmark Hubin. He needs to find, and he can't do it on the straight right now. Bookmarking, putting a slower car between the two of you, as we always say, could not find a way to do that. That would have helped him on the straight. Salmon, Hubin, and Gerber are practically about a second and a half between the 3 of them. Another GTE gets there. Hubin will get past, and that is Saturino, the lead. So they've been able to navigate most of these GTEs through the field. I'll tell you what, Matt Farrow goes through the field, and after the lap, he goes through the GTEs. He does a 105.479. That just shows you.
1.23 seconds ahead of Jake Browning. He did a 106.715. So he's I think he's able to do a lot better than I think really the other drivers. He's just been able to cut his way through traffic like silk bucket. I can't even pronounce words today. I resign, I resign because I can't pronounce words.
Don't resign when we've got a battle for P3 in the HPDs. Lubov and Daniel Kraft trying to Lubov trying to hold off Kraft. They come through the start-finish line. Kraft has, once before, tried to send it into turn 1. He goes for it again, goes side by side. Great move. Can he hold on to it? Lubov has actually gone really wide, and this sets up Syandra to go around into turn 3. Turn 2, sorry. Yeah, turn 3. Yes, makes it in one corner, in one mistake there. Lubov goes from third, all the way down to 5th.
And this is a replay.
And now he's on, now on the chase.
Yeah, on the replay, we can just see that Daniel Kraft made it on the inside of turn 1, and then Syandra had a bit of a nibble, and he was able to complete the move going into turn 3. Lubov on the outside being unable to do really anything, other than slow down the car and just allow the 2 HPDs that really did have a very opportunistic strike to be able to make their moves, and has to recalibrate and go back out it again, as she sits half a second behind Syandra, who sits 0.8 of a second behind Daniel Kraft, who is trying to make good his escape.
Yeah, Christopher Hyman goes up to P4 in the GTEs, overtaking Phil Bouchard there, trying his best now to hold up Bouchard. Now, when they come through these S's, it's really cool to see these cars go through this really narrow S section, the S's here, and do their best, and then over the little right here into turn 6. I always get it wrong if it's turn 6 or 5. It is turn 5, I apologize. Now into turn 6 they go, and because of this long straight, 8 and 9, you basically set yourself up for a move there. And there's 0.3 of a second between Hyman and Bouchard, and about half a second between Bouchard and Augusto. So Bouchard will look to try and make a move here in the equal BMW on Hyman. Will he be able to make a move coming down the straight here? He does have the time. He just puts himself there as he comes around turn 9. He can't. Van Loon's right there. Can't do anything. And that he could have made an issue. Could have forced the issue there. Forced it, just held back. And at the start of that straight, there was not an HPD or a GTE near, or an LMP1 near him. Got to the end of it, and he's got to let a faster car by. That just shows you the pace difference.
Well, he's got a little bit of grace. Hyman does. He's got traffic that's allowing him a breathing space, just a little bit of a breathing space, because Bouchard will just keep coming through him and keep trying to overtake him, especially coming down into 10AB, where you can make the move stick and hold it for a lap, essentially. Apart from that, the overtaking spots are really down into turn 6. If you can get a really good run out of turn 5, which is just past the S's, just coming down into turn 6 now. If you had a great run coming out of turn 5, and let's say, for instance, Hyman had a very bad run, maybe then that would be a great overtaking spot. But you run the risk of being...
Oh, the leader of the HPD's gone off! The leader of the HPD's gone off! Ben Eddy has gone off! What has happened there? He's lost the car! Oh, he's just taken so much of the curb there into turn 5 and lost the car. Does he hit anybody on the return? No. But he's got a lot. He's got some damage to that front. And he's all the way down into P6 now. Grimbergus takes the lead, and Daniel Kraft is catching. He is catching him right now, and Syandra is on the tail as well. But the leader is in the wall, but he's back on track. But what aero damage is that going to cause him?
The front right of that car is quite... Sorry, the front left. Sorry, I'm looking at it at the wrong angle. The front left is quite scuppered up. You can just see it there. The front splitter really is quite damaged, so he'll have a bit of aero damage, and I imagine a loss in outright top speed. But he's still fighting. Oh no! He's clattered the inside of Jack Godden. Jack Godden's gone off at turn 1. Replay of that very quickly. Just as they were turning in. Oh! It does not look pretty. I'll take it back. It was probably netcode. It was probably netcode.
Netcode on that. Well, at the start of that lap, Andy Purse had Oliver Brandt right on his bumper. As they were coming up to turn 3, they both had to yield for Grimbergus and Kraft, and Syandra is now behind them. Brandt is trying to catch on to Purse here. This is for 8th and 9th, but Matt Farrow comes by. He will go past Syandra. He will then meet at the end of the straight the 2 leading HPDs, and here's a bookmarking. Grimbergus is going to put Francescan in between Kraft and himself, but the speed that you have to go through that chicane is so slow. Kraft gets a fantastic line. They're going side by side to the start-finish line. They'll cross the line with Kraft in the lead. They touch again. And now Grimbergus takes it, and Kraft has to just hold on into turn 1. They'll go battling again, a great line into turn 1, into turn 2 and turn 3. Matt Farrow's behind them. They touch again, and they spin off. They spin off, and they're both going there. Kraft has its wheels pointing forward. Grimbergus to turn 180. Kraft will take P2. Ludloff will come by into P3 with Andra taking the lead. Does anybody wants to win the last broadcast race for the HPDs? It doesn't look like it right now.
The replay of the chopper view just coming into turn 1. They were touching all the way down the start-finish straight. That is Grimbergus on the inside. You could just see they were touching all the way, and then it just came to a head coming into turn 3. And unfortunately, Grimbergus was not facing the right way and got turned around.
Ludloff is going to take P2, by the way. Kraft's got damage to that wing. She is catching him. But Kraft will take the inside going into turn 10. And that will mean that she will have to just slide in. Look at that. Slow in. Is it fast out? A little bit of a slide. It's unlucky. It won't be any much there. But what has happened to Grimbergus? Damage. Well, actually, for the guy that does a 180, he looks cleaner than the guy that kept going forward. There's no wing damage to the back of Grimbergus right now.
Yeah, that's I think that was a good bit of contact between the two of them. But I was very surprised looking at how Daniel Kraft's car looks like that you're telling us that Grimbergus doesn't have damage. Maybe
no, that is an HP. That's an LMP1 on the grass. That's Rick John going on the grass. He's known for those moves. There is a massive train that Syandra and Daniel Kraft have to go by of GTE. It's Bouchard, Augusto. Who else is that they had to get by? And they're going free. You can go 3 wide on this straight. But that was Augusto. That was Bouchard, Augusto, Francescan. All of those were just Andrew and Kraft were just unable to get by as they hit the S's. And now Kraft, even with this damage, is a little bit faster than Andra. Is he going to send it down? He sends it down and retakes the lead of the HPDs. But with that damage, he cannot hold on to that lead. I'm pretty sure. It does not look right at the moment. Not on my screen. It's a little bit of a bend. He might lose it again. Cuban in the pits, by the way.
Yeah, this is turning from... I can see why he's on the pits. I will try and get a replay of that just very quickly. Just coming back to Grimbergus.
Andrew's taking the lead, by the way. Andrew's tracking the lead. Kraft does not have the speed. He can get it with slipstream, but he cannot get anywhere else.
Just looking at Gilles Hubin. What happened to Gil Hubin? Car TBR. Let's see what happened to him. This is where he supposedly had the accident coming into turn. Oh! Nowhere
for him to go. Absolutely nowhere for him to go. I've not seen any other car in the pit. Is that Francescan? I think it is Francescan he went into. That's unlucky. Andra, by the way, still holding on to the lead. Also, the battle for P2 in the GTEs with Kimichev touches Pinska going into 10A. Pinska holds on to P2 from Kimichev. Does not hold it, and then of course they've got to let Lublov come by. They've got to let Grimbergus come by. There's literal battles everywhere you look. And look, Grimbergus and Lublov having a battle themselves at the moment. Grimbergus will go on the inside, take it at turn 1. Can he hold on into turn 2 and 3? Does hold on. Lublov goes down into turn P4. Everywhere you look, there's a battle going on right now. And in fact, that Pittsburgh Kaminska, it's for the lead of the GTEs, not P2. It's the lead.
I just witnessed a man getting murdered. I
don't even know where to go with that.
Just the man of.
There's a spin as well. That looks like Nathan Barkley spins in the chicane at 10A and 10B, right in front of Jake Browning. He has to take evasive measures. That lets Marcus Deck come in. Everywhere you look, there's something going on right now. I can't catch a breath. There's damage to the back of Rick. The damage to the back of Rick Jonk's car. A lot of damage. Where did he get that?
Well, he definitely. I don't think he got it when he was making the Audi R18 the fastest lawnmower in the world. Wrong track, but the same idea. I think he caught it. Let me just try and use my magic telekinesis. I think he got it between 9 and 10A.
Right. Can't help you with a video of that, unfortunately. We are watching the best we can. Every action happening everywhere we look. We'll hold on to it. Let's just look around the field as well, because there's more than just the battles at the front of the field. You've got Andy Purse just holding away from Jerome Charvet. Bisbarelli is also holding Tom Halland. Tom Halland's the only GTE, not a BMW, is sitting unfortunately in 11th. And he's made up 4 places. But he's not been able to make much battles at this. He's in this little gaggle between Brandt, Bisbarelli, himself and DiTullio, who was, I believe, DiTullio was very high up at the start of the race. But he's just in a little battle, and he's just holding on using Slipstream. And just like say that, he goes wide into turn 5, hits the gravel. This may make a move with DiTullio here into turn 6. Looks at it, sends it in. Can he make the stick? Oh, he goes really slow on the exit, DiTullio does, but he does hold on to it. So that might be P11, but it's still a battle on the track, nonetheless.
Rick Jonk has replied to our lawnmower, or well, my lawnmower comment. It's my last race in LMP1, so I might as well send it.
Well, Rick has been known for some amazing moves in the series. A iRacing top 10 clip of him going around on the grass to make a triple overtake around a couple of GTEs and an LMP1 at Monza for the lead. He has been known for the crazy moves, including down into the Vel chicane at Silverstone. He is very brave on them, very confident in the braking, so he's got a lot of confidence. I'm not going to doubt that. That was a fantastic move he had to do, but unfortunately, that's live by the sword, die by the sword.
Are you kidding me? I'm still going to send it.
Matt Farah has an 8-second lead, by the way. We'll keep our best to keep an eye on the LMP1s, but Matt Farah has an 8-second lead over the rest of the field, which is Marcus Deck in P2 and Jake Browning in P3. Marcus Deck just sends it late into Tom Halland's into P6, into turn 6, sorry. He's now got a double bookmark. Browning's lost the slipstream, and there are 2 GTs he's got to get by before he can even think about catching up to Deck. But that Porsche does have a lot of top speed. But look at Browning. Look at the boost Browning's just done. It was 1.2 seconds before as they got into the straight. It got down to 0.5 of a second when they got to turn 10.
So what you're saying is,
is
he's definitely sending it.
Oh, Browning's going for it. He's absolutely going for it. He's gunning for it. Do you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if they come down to the next court. If they come down to the straight next lap, he will have that position. Oh no! No! Deck's hit a car. Who's Deck hit? Deck has hit Andy Purz. Or is it Andy Purz spins? No, they have hit each other.
Let's have a look. Coming into turn 3. Oh, that's a bit of netcode. Have a look again as he's just passing by. I thought that was a geodesic driver. They were passing just coming into turn 1. And here he comes, Marcus Deck climbing up the hill towards Andy Purz. And yeah, that'll do it to you. on the inside.
So he's lost P2. He's in P3. He's got Raidillon on his tail in that battered. Well, it's like the wings just widen open there on the back of that car. And then they've got Alex Salmon behind those two. So is there much damage on Marcus' deck? Well, I can't be the judge of that. I think the netcode might have saved him. But Raidillon has been catching, and Alex Salmon is catching him as well. Can't make a move at the moment as they come down to the final corner. Can't make a move into turn 1. I don't think they have the pace. Raidillon, I think he wanted to send it on his teammate. Didn't have the chance to, though. They keep going, but they've got a gaggle of 3 GTEs in front of them. Bouchard, Augusta, and Hyman. A second between the 3 of them coming down the S's. Deck is about to hit them. He will have to go slow into turn 5. He has to hit the brakes late. Get by them into turn 5. Will he get past all 3 of them? Goes on the left and then to the right as he comes into turn 6. Holds onto it. Puts 2 cars, 1 car, bookmarks, and Raidillon really is now on the defense. And with that damage to the back of Raidillon's car, Alex Salmon in theory should have this overtake done this lap.
Alex Salmon is lapping. Well, he was lapping a second and a half quicker than Raidillon, but I think Raidillon got a lot more traffic to deal with. So on outright pace, there is not a whole lot to say. I'm going to place my sword on that. Oh, dear. I was about to say, dear God, what's going on? Raidillon's gone into the pits, but I think he was overtaken before.
Oh, he's hit the wall into the pits! And he's hit the wall going into the pits!
Oh, no.
Car's locked off and... Oh, he's just tapped it. A little bit of a kiss. Little bit of a kiff.
Let's have a look. Where did he hit the wall? Oh. Oh, no. Oh, no, Rick. Why do you have to hit the wall there? The pits are there.
Right, some GTE. Cyandra in the pits. Other GTEs coming as well. That's Charvet. Bartley by the looks of it as well. Francis just coming out of the pits. So the LMP1, the Cyandra does not have any damage. But this is a scheduled pit stop for Andra. Daniel Croft will take the provisional lead. Now, we always talk about traffic can cause you to have a good time if you undercut or stay on your strategy. I don't really know if there's an undercut here. Because of how the traffic ebbs and flows, it's kind of hard to get an idea of what you're looking for in terms of a window. So, does Andra have a plan with this early stop with 35 minutes to go? We'll wait and see.
Well, I mean,
it does look very interesting.
Even at a short time track like this, you can still undercut. The traffic can have a pocket where you can get out and just gun it as you wish. Like we have seen that, like in and around where the car number 31 of Lyubov is racing right now against Gustav Grimbergus. There is a bit of a pocket where you could theoretically say, hey,
hey, what's going on?
Hey, what? And I say, hey, yeah, hey.
But holding her own, currently P3, and this is I'll tell you, this is a 3.8k strength of field in the HPDs. Holding her own as someone under 3k. Now, only just done the 3k, 2.9.
Well, I mean, she is also a real life racing driver, so.
But these are guys that, let's be honest, have had years with this car.
Well, I know Daniel Kraft has been, absolutely nailing it. So,
but
that would be the benchmark. Him or Cyandra would be the benchmark for speed.
Exactly. And really holding her own. Apart from Jack Gordon and Van Loon, who pitted and had clean air, fastest lap currently on the track is currently her. Andra is in and out the pits. Sorry, my relative messed up there. He's in P6 after his out. Looked like it was a very quick pit stop. You got an idea roughly of what the pits what type of pits they're looking for?
The pit stop, the fastest pit stop for the HPDs has been Cyandra. He spent 17 seconds in the box and overall 39.5. Sorry, I was about to see Alex Salmon looking to go on the inside of Marcus' deck and take away his high-vis jacket. No,
you don't take away a high-vis jacket. You just put it on the floor.
Why would you put a high-vis jacket on the floor?
You just do. I'm just saying, he's going down the pecking order, so technically he's going down to the floor. He's not being hung up anymore.
Good crikey. This the implication that you're deriving is that the floor needs protection and it needs a high-vis jacket. Who's gonna hit the floor?
Hey, health and safety.
I'll take your word for it. As we see Vlad Kibichev currently leading the race for the GTEs. Currently
Yeah, it's been very quiet though for Kimchev after the start of the race. It's just been all the way for him as much as he can. Very, very good. The battle really has been behind. Pinsker and Saturino still battling as they hit turn 5. Every time I see a car hit turn 5, I'm always worried they're going to hit the gravel and just lose control. These guys themselves, they're half a second between each other, and they're about 3 seconds up the road is Kimchev, and then 7 seconds behind them is the other GTEs. They've just been able to hold a constant low 117, high 116. In fact, Kimchev last lap was a 16.684, while Pinsker and Saturino did a 17.065 and a 17.045 respectively. So these three are practically, I wouldn't say checked out, because Pinsker and Saturino have to fight each other, but they don't have to worry about the cars behind them. The pace is just on it today. They're about half a second faster than anybody else.
How does one check out in a race? Do you just go? You just do it?
To check out, you must hand your key back into the front desk and say, thank you very much for the stay.
Oh no, I've thought of a really bad joke, and that's what the M8 drivers will do at the end of the season.
Wow.
Oh no.
I don't want to be horrible, but this is a great send-off for the HPDs. The battles are fantastic at the moment. And then at the same time, basically everybody in the GTE field is driving an M8, so that's the send-off, accidental send-off for the M8s. And it's also really good battling all around.
I've literally just been told to get out of here, Robert, in all caps. That is when you know you've done a very good joke.
Right, back on it right now. Pinsker is... This is the issue Pinsker's got, Saturino, sorry, has got at the moment. He can catch Pinsker on the straight. And what does he do? He hasn't got a place to overtake. They're practically running equal cars, probably running similar setups. Not much he can do. Unless Pinsker has a bit of a moment going from 10. But he doesn't. Oh, Matt Farrow. Then Pinsker. I don't know if you know, I don't know if you have driven Road Atlanta, but that little crest after the chicane is horrible if you don't know the track. You come down to turn 11 and it's just like, where do I put my car? And if you've got a car then trying to send it on the inside, you've got to make a reactive move, and it's not easy going over that hill. So a good little move there from Pinsker. Go on.
I'm just realizing Lyubov has damage to the rear right of her car, of her HPD. Did we see that? I was noticing that because I was looking at the wings, and one of them is definitely not correct.
You're right.
I think she. Oh yeah, she has rear right damage, I think.
I see what happened now. She got tapped. Where did she get tapped? Looks like she got tapped by a curb or a GTE on one side.
Well, how can a curb touch you though? Curbs are just stationary.
I have no idea. And then does she get hit? It looks like she got hit. Was that coming out of turn? Yeah, coming out of the chicane, she got hit by another GTE.
Ooh, sorry.
So in one lap, she got hit on one side and then hit on the other.
Almost.
And you can see that the right side is a bit more damaged because the wheel arch. You can actually see the damage on the wheel arch compared to the left side, which isn't so visible by the looks of it.
Yeah, I'm just looking at what they were doing at 10A, 10B. She almost got rear-ended by Alex.
Sorry, Saturnino's just taken P2 away from Pinsker, and that was actually coming. Where was that? Oh, Pinsker missed turn 3. Pinsker went off, overshot turn 3 because of Grimberger's coming beside him, and Grimberger's had a spin at turn 7, and that forced Rick Junk off. Rick Junk went off because of that. Had nowhere to go. He had Pinsker right in front of him, and the only place for him to go was literally on the grass, and that's P7. Turn 7, sorry.
Sorry, just seeing the inside now, as I'm just looking at. Ooh, that is a move that Gustav Grimbergus made in turn 3 on Flavio Saturnino. Sorry, I just murdered his last name. God damn it. But making the move, and unfortunately the car number 15 essentially got spooked and lost that battle.
Oh, Marcus Deck has had a moment. A big moment.
Oh, Marcus Deck has had a moment.
I cannot see it, but I'll tell you what, iRacing popped that out pretty quickly.
This is iRacing. Carbon fiber is optional.
But yeah, he had a moment. The rear right of that car was destroyed, and I have no idea. I cannot find it on my replay. Someone might be able to tell me. We might be able to find it on the replay, but that back right does not look happy.
Let's have a look. This is where apparently Marcus Deck had his incident coming into 10A, 10B. What happened here? He goes past the pits. Nice and fine. Where is the incident?
Nowhere. Okay.
No, nowhere, apparently. We're just coming up into turn... Oh, this is where it is. I think this is where it is. Yes, it is. He just collided. Who was that? Was that car 20? Was that... It wasn't... I thought it was car 28. It is not. Oh... That was a pretty big, hefty hit that Marcus Deck suffered. And look at this car in the replay. That's not a happy car. That's not a happy high-vis jacket. That's the kind of high-vis jacket that you leave in the closet and forget about.
Alright, so once again we have Curse RLR or Brucey Esports. Because Marcus Deck pitted for damage. Jacobu pitted for damage. Rick Junk pitted for damage. The only, apart from Charles Hubin, the only LMP ones that have pitted are the RLRs because of damage. There's 25 minutes left in the race and we still got Farrow, Browning, Salmon and Gerber. And you think, Rick Junk's gone down a lap. Jacobu's gone down a lap. Deck has gone down 2 laps to the point that he has Daniel Kraft in front of him in the position, who now takes the pit stop. This is something we've got to watch. Because Syandra pitted very early, as did... Well, Grimberger's now coming into the pits. Will Ludlov follow them? No.
Lubov has already pitted.
Has already pitted. I apologise. So where does Andra come? Because this will be interesting. Has this worked out for him taking the undercut? We'll wait and see. Coming around the final corner right now. Daniel Kraft still in the pits. Still waiting. Syandra's going to get by them. The undercut worked. The undercut has worked a treat. Syandra is in the lead by a big margin, which leads me to a question: has he got to pit again? Why did he pit?
So
that's a big margin.
Daniel Kraft spent an extra 7 seconds in the pit stall. That's why Syandra is now as far ahead as he is.
Oh, damage! He had damage, didn't he? Daniel Kraft had damage.
Yeah. He did indeed.
Yeah, of course. Syandra has had a clean car so far. Touch wood. So that would explain that.
Lubov in the number 31 car is now behind Jack Godden. They're going to be battling for 4th position. Gustav Grimbergus, I don't think he actually had enough damage to actually be worthy of repairing it.
But Ludlov hasn't taken any damage. I haven't repaired any damage.
No,
just gone on with that, and I'm not sure how much that is going to affect the aero.
I mean,
both sides are broken at the same way, so it should be fine.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be equivalent of you know, shaving your mustache off if you've got like a hair missing in your mustache. Why would you do that? Just run with it, you know.
I know all about that. Yes, just run with it.
Yeah, just run with it. Lubov, sorry, in the 31, going through 10AB, chasing Jack Godden. Now at the line, this is where we'll see the gap that she has to make up to overtake Jack Godden. 0.6 of a second. She needs to get up right behind him and overtake him, and she's got the slipstream to do it. No, she's actually going to be extending the gap because she's been bookmarked by Jack Godden, and we have a car off, I think.
We have a car
Yes,
off?
we do. Yes, we do. Tom Hallams is off.
I was just watching him as well. What's happened to Tom? Oh no, he's got the same corner. The same corner we've seen in accidents. And it's Marcus Deck going into him into turn 3. And again, it's just, I've got to call it how I see it. It's an LMP1 or a faster car thinking they have the corner when the GT is already turning in. That is not a corner you should be sending it in trying to overtake a car with. That is pretty dangerous, and it's claimed another victim.
Just another replay just for people that have just joined. This is what's happened. Marcus Deck on the inside, Tom Hallams on the outside, and Tom really had that corner. And that is a very big overextend by Marcus Deck, and he should have let the GTE just go on by.
Salmon in the pits, Gerber in the pits. So Salmon P3 at the moment, and I'm pretty sure he'll stay P3 with all the damage that everyone's got. We're still waiting for Farrow and Browning to pit. Also, none of the GTEs have pitted yet, apart from the ones that have like extensive damage that they've got fixed.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Now, we have a battle, or 2 or 3 battles going on. We have battle for second position between Flavio and James Pinsker, currently going down to 10AB, and just following in the rear end of Daniel Kraft, who is second position, chasing down Syandra, but is not putting in faster laps than Sy at the moment, car number 6. And we also have a 3-way duel between Jorge Augusto, Phil Bouchard, and Christopher Hyman. This is for 4th, 5th, and 6th. You can just see them there in the middle of your screens. It is the car number 11 versus the car number 8 versus the car number 7.
Sorry to interrupt. Jake Browning's had a moment in the pits as well. He's spun 90 degrees. Granted, he wasn't chasing Matt Farrow. He was lucky. That's what a save though.
You know, I'm starting to think the high-vis jackets are not liking the pits. Oh, he was sliding just before he got to the actual pit entry. Oh no! I feel like every high-vis jacket out there is just going to be at me. It's like, please stop annoying us. We're sorry.
Maybe we should maybe you should call them by their right name. You know. Meanwhile, there is a battle for P5 in the HPDs. Why are we talking about P5? Remember, stats are counted. Top 5s are a start on iRacing. It's all important. People like the stats. Lublov is defending against Benetti. And it will actually get the run down here. Might get pinched. Actually, Lublov's going to get pinched by the broken car of Selesnev. And she's got nowhere to go. Benetti there with the move into P5. Lublov's got nowhere to go with that car, and that car is Selesnev. I've been watching. Just pit the car, please, Alexei. Wow.
Yeah, that is a very damaged car. I mean, the Hello Kitty has seen better days. Let's just put it that way.
Apparently, the orange isn't enough for you. They've got to get some drift so you can see them.
Look. I can see them, but I just call them high-vis jackets. That's why. As Benetti is now chasing down Jack Godden, but he has a lapped. Is that a lapped LMP1 or LMP2? Sorry.
Yeah, it's a lapped LMP2 who will yield. And
it's Ryan Engel. Yeah, Ryan Engel's a lap down on the rest of the field in HBDs, and he will have to yield for a blue flag, and he'll yield again. Good man. Sits on the inside, coming out of turn 7, letting Lubov. I'm pretty sure her Twitch is Love46 or something.
You know, just to say, Pinsker's gone into the pit, the P3 car for the GTEs into the pit. Do you know, I keep seeing her clips in the in Twitch highlight videos, and I always forget because I always want to watch because it looks like a very good stream.
Yeah, it's Love46. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go watch her. You know, does good streams.
It's a good stream. As is a lot of streamers. Let's be honest. I think Andy Purd's streaming at the moment. Shout out to Josh Mills, who did not make the top split today. It's a 4.6.
And I think he died as well in this split.
Yeah, it's a 4.6k strength for field today in the LMP1s. A very strong field, let's be brutally honest. Matt Farrow just doing Matt Farrow things. That's why he's 8.9k IR, guys. And I would love it, because if anyone remembers, Matt Farrow lost his 9k I rating doing the Nordschleife race for ILMS earlier this season. I would love it if he gets his 9k I rating back from this race. The redemption arc. Matt Farrow getting his 9k I rating. I don't think he'll be able. It all depends on his I rating at the moment. He will not get it this race.
No, I think
no matter
it's just
where he finishes.
I think that's. I'm going to talk about another streamer. You know, when I watch NIS to learn more about NASCAR, I'm always aware of people like Casey Kerwin, who's like, it's like 40 in a field. He's at the top of the race, but he only gains like 12 or 13 I rating, like really small amounts. I think that's what Farah has to deal with now, and he's got even less in his field to deal with.
He is, according to my stats, looking to gain around 18. That's 1.8 I rating. When you look at Jake Browning in P2, he's going to gain 72.
P4 and 5 crashed.
P4 and P5.
Oh yeah, that is a lot of damage on Flavio. He's dropping down the pecking order.
What has happened there?
Which car is it? Just let me know.
Trying to work it out. Saturino's in the pit, by the way. Bouchard's come out. Augusto, sorry's come out. Kamichev is already pitted, so all these cars are pitted in the GTE. We'll wait and see where they are, but I'm struggling to see any.
Ooh, I think I might have an idea who might be it, because Lyubov has now moved up into 4th position. Jack Godden's now down. Let's have a look. Let me see if I can get this up on the screens. Let's have a look. That is coming into 10A, 10B. Oh, they did have a crash. Jack Godden got spun around by, I think that was Benetti. Yes, it was. The two of them have lost positions, and that is Lyubov going past them, screaming into 4th position by a very unlucky incident between Godden and Benetti. And Benetti, very well done. He actually let Godden by to retake the position.
That's good sportsmanship. Good sportsmanship. It's a shame they've lost a few places there. Nothing else happening by the looks of it in the HPD. They're all pretty spread out at the moment. Everybody's all pretty spread out, if we're brutally honest. It's Kanichev, Pinsker, Bouchard, Augusto, Brandt in the GTEs after all the pit stops. Saturino is still in the pits. Something has happened to Saturino. Not entirely sure what, but all that damage at the front of his car and more damage, and he's in the pits. So not sure what happened to him.
Oh, sorry,
there,
just having a bit of an excursion. Andy Perez is. I think he just got upset coming into turn 3. This is turn 2 with HPD on the outside. What happened here? I think we've got a phone call.
I have a phone call. Hang on.
I was just hearing a jingle going on in the background. It's like somebody having a phone call. Yes. Unfortunately, Andy Perez now down on time after going off the track at turn 3, having to use the escape road and get back up to speed. Paul Van Loan, by the way, just to mention, he is in the pits with a lot of damage.
A lot of damage. What's happened to Van Loan? He's had a lot of damage before as well. Oh, there's no front to that car. That's not a good sign.
The front end has escaped the car of Paul Van Loan. Now, where does Lyubov sit? Ooh, please don't overtake here, please, please, please. Thank you on the P1. That was very scary. And at least that is the car 20 of Gerber.
That's Gerber, yeah.
At least Gerber held off and only did the overtaking once. It was kind of safe to do so. And he's gone by now. I don't think Lubov was very happy about that, though. That was very dangerous. Will to even try and attempt it.
Let's be brutally honest, and we've said it already. A lot of cars have tried to make an overtake on a slower car into turn 3. You see the car going wide, and you think the gap's there. The gap's not there because the line you need coming out of turn 2 into turn 3 is a wide line. And some of these faster cars just not understanding how sharp that corner is. And we've seen, 3, maybe 4 at least incidents this race caused by a faster car trying to make a move on a slower class into turn 3. And that was almost another one there with Lubov and Gerber.
Yeah, especially around the S's, turn 1 to essentially turn 5. There's not there's not an awful lot of space. There is a runoff if you happen to make a mistake, but these corners are very sweeping and they're very tight. And in the GTEs in particular, it's taking essentially pedal to the metal as fast as you can, and at the very edge of what the cars can do under normal circumstances. So if you have somebody like an LMP1 or even an LMP2 coming on your inside or on your outside, you're essentially praying that it doesn't happen in the first place. You're essentially praying that it never happens, but unfortunately it does.
Yeah, it just happened. There is a battle going on right now. This is good. We've got Oliver Brandt and Alessandro Di Tullio in the GTEs. They're in a battle, and just going by at the same time is the battle for 5th and 6th in the HPDs between Gooden and Benetti. And because of how those HPDs had to get around the GTEs, Brandt has extended his lead a little bit, but it's slowly crawled back to just over half a second. These M8s just going by. It's still weird to think this is an all M8 field bar one car, but at the same time, it's the final race. It just feels so weird.
Yeah, I kind of felt, when we were loading in to get this stream started, I was just like, why is there only one RSR? Why is there only one car that's not a Beamer? But I mean, probably people are just trying to get the last chance to race in ILMS in a Beamer, you know?
Makes sense, and it's a very strong car around here. It's been a very strong car this season. We all remember the infamous Ford. The Ford Monza race.
Ford GT Challenge, 1 hour.
Yeah, 1 hour of and Grimbergus, make that move before turn 3, please. He does. You see that again? A little bit of a worry there. You got a faster car coming up around turn 2 on a GTE, and then it's like, can you make the move before turn 3, please? Don't try and send it through turn 3. Thankfully, Grimbergus does get by. Just to give you an idea on these gaps at the moment, because the gap from the leaders to the next car is huge. Matt Farrow has a 21-second lead over Jake Browning. Cy Andra has a 8-second lead over Daniel Kraft. And Kimichev has a 9-second lead, almost 10-second lead now, over Pinsker. So it's huge gaps at the moment at the front of the field. And a lot of it is the cars have survived. Oh, Cy Andra didn't survive, he went off. But the cars have had to survive the onslaught at the start of a race. Just basically... to give you a better idea, it's like Daytona or Talladega. The car with the least amount of damage is going to win because everyone else has been involved in wrecks. That's literally the best way to describe it.
Or as Bottom Split would say, "Oh, they reckon! Oh!" God damn it. Why am I even trying that? It's just like...
I don't know. We've got 8 minutes 40 seconds remaining. Trying to keep an eye...
Oh, sorry. Jack Gutton's gone off again. I think there's been another incident here. Let's have a look. Coming down into turn 10AB. Let's see what happened. I think the exact same incident has happened once again. Yes, very different, but they've both collided again.
Again, it's insane. And again, I think it's that chicane. You've got to make, if you're on the inside of 10A, you have to take a sharp line. You cannot swing out like that. And I think that's what's caught Gordon off there. He had nowhere to go. Benetti just drifted into his lane there, into his racing line per se. So that's what's happened there. What will happen now? Gordon, well, he's still got his wing. He doesn't have a lot of damage. Will he be able to catch on? Not too sure. We'll wait and see. But by the time they get to the end of the straight, Marcus Deck in the LMP1 might be getting past him. We'll wait and see. But also, Alvarez had a slow. Benetti had a slow down to serve that last lap.
You were very laggy there. Oh my dear.
Wow. Okay, I'm fine now.
Yeah, you're fine now.
Oh, he's pitting. No. Is this a drive-through?
He might have.
Is this a drive-through for the 19?
He might have a drive-through.
It is.
Let's have a look.
It is. Yeah.
You've been shown the black flag. You've had too many incident points. We need to make a drive-through. He does have a drive-through. He's past his pit box.
Yeah, I tell you what, this final race for this send-off for the HPD has had everything. Battles and crashes, and now a drive-through penalty. So he's going to be... He has 6 more incident points to play with. Or is it 7? I can't remember.
It's
7.
It's 8. Limit's 25. 17 you get a penalty, and it's 25 maximum, then you get disqualified.
Yeah, okay, I'm wrong. But it might not be 8, it might be 7, because technically he might have had that as a string of 4s. So that's where I think it might be happening. Just sitting here, Ryan G saying the BMW has gone in WEC, I think.
Yeah, so
that is the reasoning why it's going.
So it's gone IRL in the WEC, but I mean, it still would be lovely to see it, you know.
Yeah, it's we can talk about that all day, but it's a decision which will make some people happy, has made other people angry.
Oh, Marcus that going on the outside, and I think he's sending it in emulation of Rick Junk. Rick Junk, by the way, is sitting in 5th position. Alexander Gerber in 4th. Alex Salmon in 3rd. And I think this is quite the opposite to what I was thinking the race would end as, because I was thinking the high-vis jackets would try and challenge Faro, but Faro checked out, and it's checked out ages ago. You can actually pit again. He can essentially pit again and still try and come back and take the lead from this man, Jake Browning, who is the closest competitor to him, but is still 0.3 of a second slower on average compared to Faro.
Meanwhile, Cy Andrews had a very slow lap, had a 1:13.225. He's lost 3 seconds in that lead from Daniel Kraft. The gap is now 3.5 seconds. And it was 4.5 seconds when they crossed the line. So over this lap, he's lost another second. Is that traffic, or does he have an issue? I've not seen anything on Andrew's car, or anything on the replays. But all of a sudden, he's got okay, it's a 111. Shouldn't be any damage, but getting held up by traffic has not helped him at all. Because he's now lost, in 2 laps, he's lost almost all of his lead on the HPDs.
Yeah, so I mean, to be fair, I do agree with what so Casper said. You know, that because the Ford and the M8 are not in their respective series, the M8's not in WEC, the Ford is not in IMSA. It would make sense, but I just want all the cars. You know, I just want all the cars, all of them together, kissing and having fun. You know.
Okay. Yeah, I've got to be honest. When we first started the broadcast, the first race we did was ILMS at Daytona, and it produced one of the best finishes for the HPDs we've seen. And throughout the season, and that we've seen HPDs getting killed by GTEs, HPDs killing HPDs. We've seen domination across the field. We've seen some close battles, but nothing's ever come close to that last lap hurrah in the HPDs on that first broadcast, where the win was done literally coming out of NASCAR 3 and 4 on the Daytona Oval. I really can't think of anything else that, no offense to the HPDs, anything else that has really stood out apart from, like I said, Watkins Glen. Both times at Watkins Glen, the leader has been crashed out by a GTE. Apart from that, nothing really stands out for the HPDs.
I'm just looking at the HPD versus NMP1 riding overhead on LeBov in the number 31 as she comes up to the only other car that's not or the only GTE that's not a Beamer. Tom Holland's
let's just put this in comparison, right? So there are 7 cars in ILMS. We have 4 of them on display. No, 5 of them on display at the moment. And if it wasn't for Marcus Deck, and if it wasn't for Tom Hallam's, we'd have literally 3 cars in this race.
Yeah, that's kind of scary.
That is. I was going to use the words out of my mouth. That is kind of scary. But with 1:55 to go, Matt Farrow will see lap 53 of 54. We will have 2 laps remaining, and that's probably one of his slowest laps for a while. But he's just, let's leave him be. Leave him be. Seriously, where's the competition for Matt Farrow today?
I think he's just too good. To be honest, like, he just checked out and then continued checking out and then packing his bags while the other guys are still trying to figure out their holiday plans, essentially. But not to take anything from the other guys, but it's just that Matt Farrow just came to play and just took home the crown almost instantly.
Rob, so the HPDs are about to start lap 50. My calculations is 50.09. So unless somehow Matt Farrow overtakes them, and he's not, because he's coming up, we'll keep an eye on that HPD fight, but coming around for the final broadcast win, coming around turn 12, over the hill, it's Matt Farrow will take the victory. That was very quick. Takes the victory at Road Atlanta, but this battle for the HPDs, the gap is now 1 second.
There's an extra lap. I think there's an extra lap.
An extra lap?
Yeah, I think there is.
One more lap. Now it's white flag. Sorry. Wow. Now we have to get onto these HPDs because the gap is less than a second. There is a car there. That's Charvet bookmark between Kraft and Andra, but it doesn't affect Kraft. He loses about 1/10 of a second. He's on that slipstream. Something must have happened to Andra because the car is not as fast as it was. It's a second down again on Daniel Kraft's lap time. What has happened?
He might have floor damage. And he's definitely losing pace. I'm just looking at the, I feel like it's either floor damage or there's something else wrong with the car, or he was just looking for a bit of a scrap on the last lap. This will be the final lap of the HPDs. This will take us around. We will let you know when Matt Farrow crosses the line.
He's about to cross the line. He's literally about to cross the line. That was how close. He coasts to victory, Matt Farrow. A simple victory for Matt Farrow as everyone goes by, but that is the victory for Matt Farrow confirmed. Back to these HPDs as they come out of turn 3 down into the S's. The gap is now under half a second. Kraft is onto him. Into the turn 5 they go. No mistakes by either car. There must be damage fraud damage like you said to Cyandra. He will go ahead. By the way, Vlad Kamitchev is about to is on the back straight. He'll take the win for the GTE, providing nothing goes wrong. They come into turn 7 right now. Little bit of a slow corner there for Andra. Kraft has to make this move now. Andra knows it. He's weaving. He's trying to break the toe. He's a slow weave. It's not a forceful weave. Trying to break the toe. He might have this going down into the chicane. We'll wait and see. Visparelli had a spin in front of them. Where is that? That is literally, he's out of fuel by the looks of it coming up to the chicane.
Oh, that is Daniel Kraft coming on the outside, and he takes it! No, Cyandra's coming back to fight him on the inside, on the outside, coming into turn 11, and into turn 12, Daniel Kraft! What an absolute move on the outside, and he takes the win, the final win for the HPDs in ILMS, and that is it, ladies and gentlemen. The final winner.
I told you, if you wanted to make a move, if you want to make an overtake on that chicane, you've got to do it around the outside. What a move from Daniel Kraft. What a move to take the victory. at the end of that race.
You can just see the rest of the HPDs. Gustav Grimbergus has already crossed the line. Lyubov, I think. Yeah, she still has to cross the line. Oh, there's Marcus Deck going off. Oh dear.
Wow. Okay, so I think the last cars to finish will be. No, Jakobu's done. Yep.
Yeah.
So Syandra in the tech chat basically expresses his frustration in a very un-PG way, but what a drive.
Yeah.
What a drive.
It's Psy out of fuel, Andra. Oh no. Oh no. I just want to replay this entire battle, and I just want to give you the commentary. This is the battle for the final HPD win. You cannot win in ILMS after the new Dallara comes in for week 14 and week 1 of season 4. This is how Daniel Kraft clinched the victory in the last race. It is coming down to the line. You can just see Syandra is ahead of Daniel Kraft. The car number 6 is behind, or is ahead of the car number 3. And just look at how Daniel Kraft is able to make this happen. Daniel Kraft is going on the outside, coming into turn 10A, makes it happen coming into turn 10B, sticks it on the inside. Syandra is unable to make the distance and then just peters out.
Nothing there, and he's able to boost Pi. But what a move, especially both of them for the last lap going side by side. What a move to make it. And yeah, apparently it was fuel. And yeah, we are aware, Casper, it's the last race on Monday, but in terms of the broadcast, this is where we say goodbye to the HPDs and goodbye to the season. So one last time, Rob, run down the top, the final position.
Let's run them down. It is going to be, let's just kick it into live now. It is the final results of ILMS. It's going to be sad to see this go for a few weeks, and it's going to be sad to see one particular guy go, and that is the HPD. But for the final time this season, it is Matt J. Farrow coming in first position in the LMP1s. And I just want to note that Sai just came into the chat to say he's a bit annoyed, but well, it's unfortunate, but you'll come back stronger. Matt Farrow in first position for the LMP1s, just dominating today. Jake Browning in second position. Alex Salmon doing very well for the OCM car, a brand new teammate for OCM. Alex Gerber in fourth position. Rick Junk, after his incident in the pits, goes fifth. Ishmael Yakubu had damage and went sixth. Marcus Deck had 2 incidents into turn 3, going 7th. And now we get to Daniel Kraft. Well done to Daniel Kraft for winning for the final time on a broadcast race. Well done. Well done, Daniel Kraft. He comes
You've lost
first.
the words, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. I'm getting emotional now. Syandra, after losing fuel, or I think did he lose fuel? But
apparently he did. We're not sure, but
well, he came second. Very unfortunate that he was having such a comfortable lead, and then it never materialized for him in the end. Gustas Grimbergus is in third position, and Lyubov, otherwise known as Low 46, finished in fourth position after Godden and Benetti both had incidents and pushed themselves out of their way into 5th and 6th. Blamont, as we saw, had 2 pit stops for damage, I think, so he's in 7th position. Engel is in 8th position.
Engel, yeah, is 8th position into the GTEs. Kimichev had a quiet race. Started pole, finished in the win for the GTEs. Then James Pinsker in 2nd, and Phil Bouchard into 3rd. Jorge Augusto is behind them, 4th for the GTEs, and then 5th is Oliver Brandt. Alessandro Tertulio will take 6th in the GTEs. Christopher Hyman 7th. Andy Pers takes 8th. Claudio Visvielli takes 9th. Jerome Chauvet takes 10th. Tom Hallands takes 11th, and then Paul Van Loon lost his bonnet. We're still trying to find it on the track somewhere. No idea where. Then the other retirements. Van Loan was the last retirement. Nathan Bartley, 18 laps down as well in the GTEs. Flavio Saturino was 21 laps down, as was Seleznev. He parked that car after he lost the boot. The Helio Kitty went bye-bye. And Eduardo Francescin was 39 laps down, and then Giles Hubin, unfortunately, 41 laps down at the end of the field in the LMP1.
Yeah, that really was unfortunate for Hubin and just the other guys that were unable to make it to the end of this race. I do send my commiserations. It is the end of the road, quite literally, for the BMW M8 in the iRacing Le Mans series, and we say a very tearful goodbye to one car in particular. And that one car is the HPD, who has served many people in ILMS a good service. Some good races, some bad races, some questionable bop, some great bop. But through thick and thin, I think everybody can agree that it is sad to see it go. After having such an illustrious service in the service, get it? Unfortunately, we do have to say goodbye to it. And I just want to give one last run around of it in action. Here we go. Just one last run around. We'll miss you, HBD.
We'll miss you. And I guess it'd be nice to talk about not just the new LMP2, but the other changes that have been talked about. It has been talked that the GTEs will be getting new aero packages. It has been talked about, of course, with the LMP2, and it looks fantastic from what I have seen. The new GTE, the Corvette, we call it the Shouty Boy when we do the Fanatec GT1 series. Well, we will have our own little Shouty Boy in ILMS. And another thing that has been confirmed tonight, and this might make some people happy, is apparently the LMP1 is getting a bit of a tyre upgrade.
Ooh, the tyre upgrade. I'm sorry. But let's see if we can get just another lap. I just want one more lap while we send our we say our goodbyes to it. But yeah, it's been eventful.
It's been a great season. It's been a great season. The HPD, unfortunately, the HPDs that we have seen a lot of wide open races. The GTEs have been fantastic. The LMP1s once again have been the LMP1s. You get what you get what you know. It's like Ron Seal. It does what it says on the tin. It's been fantastic. It's been a great season, and I know a lot of the viewers might be trickling out right now. We say thank you once again for sticking with us and watching all the events this season. Thank you very much, and we look forward hopefully to seeing you in a couple weeks after we've had a bit of fun in the fun week on iRacing. But if you want more of us, our social medias, of course, Raidillon TV on Instagram and Twitter. Don't forget to check out, I haven't given a shout out today, but these fantastic camera angles, including the flags, these fantastic chase cameras, the helicopter cameras, trackcams22.com provides it for us. Don't forget, underneath the video is our Discord. If you have enjoyed us, the subscribe button and the follow button on Twitch and
in YouTube. Yeah. We're professional, Shields. We don't say.
I got them the wrong way around. I should have said YouTube and Twitch respectively. You get what I say. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. If you want more, we will be back tomorrow. The ERO Championship, 12 hours of Le Mans, and then Saturday we say farewell for Sunday. Sorry, we say farewell for the season for the Fanatec GT1 Challenge. That is going to be at Sebring. That will be fun to see, to have a nice send off. It's been a fantastic series there as well. But until then, it's been fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. I've enjoyed spending my Friday night shouting down a microphone for you lot. Thank you very much, and good evening from me.
I'd like to echo those comments. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in to us. Thanks for lending your support, as this has been our first race on iRacing Live. Hopefully we gave the professionalism, yet the content that you deserve, you know? That we do need help pronunciating Sunday. I think Craig needs it more than I do anyway. But once again, guys, If you like us, hit us on our Discord, our Facebook page, and our Twitter. Give us a subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Twitch. Just keep your ears to the ground as we come back for Season 4 of both the iRacing LeMans series and the iRacing Fenatech GT Challenge. Both are going to be broadcasted on here, and we will be in tow with iRacing Live for those two series, hopefully now. But until tomorrow, do take care, guys. Do enjoy yourselves and enjoy your weekend.